Wednesday, a school shooting at a high school in Nashville, leaving 16-year-old Jocelyn Correa Escalante dead and 2 others were injured. The shooter, also a student at that high school, shot and killed himself with a handgun. No motive is known as of now. Right now, let's go to Nashville, where city leaders are talking with the media about that shooting at that high school. Let's listen in.
Through the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee for anyone to contribute to support the students, parents, staff, and community impacted by the events of yesterday. The Nashville School Violence Support and Healing Fund is a new charitable fund that addresses school mass violence incidents on school grounds or during school events in Davidson County. The fund will support students, faculty, and their families who are directly impacted by these tragedies, including those killed, physically injured, or emotionally traumatized. The fund is now open and actively raising money to assist victims of the Antioch High School shooting. To make a donation, anyone can go online to cfmt.org/Nashville Healing or reach it directly from the homepage, cfmt.org. Now I want to introduce Dr. Adrienne Battle for a look at additional resources and updates for the community from Metro Nashville Public Schools. Dr. Battle, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mayor O'Connell. Also, thank you to our school board members, board member Player and Block, who are in attendance this afternoon, to all of our council members, to the Community Foundation, MMPD, the Fire Department, and other first responders. A special thank you to the Antioch High School administration, to the students, to the faculty and staff for everything, the families for everything they did yesterday in our response and as we're responding moving forward. We're going to do everything we can to support our students, our families, and our staff during this extremely difficult, these extremely difficult times. As the mayor mentioned, we have opened up a community assistance site at the Southeast Community Center. It will continue to be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Today and tomorrow. We are providing grief counseling services, hot meals, food boxes, and receiving feedback around other needs from our school community. We've already heard from so many community partners and individuals that want to know how they can help. This community fund will be an important way to support the families of the victims who are grieving this tragedy, as well as the entire Antioch High School community who could use some additional support over the coming weeks and months as they process this event. These are heartbreaking days for all of us as educators, for everyone at Antioch High School. Quite frankly, this is a nightmare for us. We already know that this reinforces how important it is for us to know our students, build relationships, and foster trust. Our students need us. We know that after an event like this, tensions are high, and many rumors have been circulating about threats to other schools. Please know that we continue to work closely with MMPD to investigate all threats. We ask parents and students and community members that if they see something, say something to a trusted adult such as the school administrator or the police, but not to circulate or spread rumors that can cause fear and panic across the community. Our schools have historically been safe, and we'll keep trying every day to make them even safer. I have been in close contact with the mayor, MMPD leadership, district leaders, our school board, and our school safety and operations teams. Antioch school leadership and others regarding what happened at Antioch High School, what we need to do to support students and staff in the short term, and what steps we can take in the future to add to our existing safety protocols. While we have some next steps regarding safety at Antioch and across the district, we are still working to firm up our plans and will announce once those details are finalized. We are grateful to everyone in our community who is supporting our students, our families, our faculty, and our staff. We thank you. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Hal Cato, CEO of the Community Foundation.
I had sincerely hoped after we had to do this less than 2 years ago at another school that we would not be back in this place talking about activating a fund like this, but here we are. As of yesterday, a team at the Community Foundation has activated the new Nashville School Violence Support and Healing Fund that will be designed to support faculty, students, and family members that incur any kind of violence on school grounds here in Nashville, obviously starting today to benefit the Antioch school community. The site is live now. We'll be leaning on our friends here on this platform, as well as United Way and others, to spread the news, because we do want to raise as much money as we possibly can. Funds will be going directly to victims' families, to those who are injured, and to faculty and other students who are experiencing a lot of emotional trauma today and will for many months and years to come. We'll be working with Dr. Battle and her team to set up a committee of Antioch parents and community members. They will be responsible for deciding how the funds are distributed. Unfortunately, we still have this playbook from Covenant that we can lean on to help this process go smoothly. And I am just glad and honored that we can stand in this place and be with this community right now in this really difficult moment. Now invite Chief Swan to come up and say a few more words.
Well, we thank you for that. Again, my job today is a lot easier than it was yesterday when we talk about the coordination and all the efforts that it takes to walk into an event that's so heartbreaking as this. As it was mentioned, unfortunately, this is not our first time dealing with this. So one of the things that we are very much concerned about is the mental health of course, the high school and all the faculty and staff there, but also for our responders. We've done a lot to make sure that they know the resources that we set up within each individual department, that they can reach out for help as well, because we are parents and we are citizens and people that care about our community as well. But also, the picture today is to show you that there are many resources out here. And remember, asking for help doesn't mean that you're weak. It means that you refuse to give up. So don't be afraid to ask for help. All of us, every one of us, from the responders to the parents to the students, the faculty members, there are a lot of resources here, and we want to make sure that you are aware of them. And don't be afraid to reach out, because again, reaching out and asking for help doesn't mean that you're weak. It means you refuse to give up. Also, I want to just thank all the partnerships that we have today. We really support the support from the mayor's office. Really makes this go a lot smoother. As you can see, multiple facet resources that come from multiple agencies, and that's what it requires. So again, we thank everyone, and this is also a part that everybody can play in. If you want to do something that you are compelled to do, then please reach out to the fund that's been set up. It's a great organization, and it will go to a great resource, or it will go for the resource that it's intended for, and that's to help the students and those who went through this horrific, terrible event. So again, thank you.
Thank you to everybody, and we'll take a few questions here. I do want to reiterate that we can't speak on the investigations. We were to refer those inquiries to the police department, but I'm happy to field the question and direct it to the appropriate person.
Dr. Battle, we too have been hearing from a lot of Metro school parents, just like...
And you've been listening to community leaders talking about what's next after another school shooting in Nashville, Tennessee. This happened yesterday. We'll continue to monitor what they're saying there, but for now, you're listening to Scripps News. As promised, let's go back to Nashville, where city leaders are addressing the media after that school shooting at Antioch High School. We're going to listen in again to hear what they're saying.
And I can just hear them asking this one very simple question right now. Why don't Metro schools all have metal detectors in their school entrances, or at least all the high schools in Metro?
Yes, as a product of Metro Nashville Public Schools and as a parent of Metro Nashville Public School students, I understand the questions. We've been talking for decades around increasing and enhancing the safety and security of our school buildings, and so this is not a new conversation. As I mentioned earlier, historically our schools have been safe spaces. I have worked and learned in the various schools that we're referring to today, and so it's been a balance, right? We know that relationships relationships matter most for our students. And so we've tried to create a balanced approach of creating safe, secure, thriving learning experiences for our students with the safety and security measures. As I mentioned yesterday and over the last several months and years, as we've seen a heightened sense around the safety and security in our schools, both with external and internal threats, we are continuing to research and study the most evolving technologies that will help us enhance the safety and security measures within our schools. So there's not anything that's off the table for us. We will continue to dig into those resources, and when possible, from investment and timing and all those other things, we will continue to balance the things that have been working in our schools and creating opportunities for new safety and security measures to be implemented across our high schools and across the district.
I did also want to ask you just one other question about whether the shooter had a previous threat assessment on file with him at the school. I understand Metro Schools has said that FERPA restricts what you can say about that. But there are just so many parents out there right now looking for the answer to that question. They're concerned about whether the answer to that question can help shed some light on how something like yesterday could have happened. There are thousands of parents out there listening to you right now. What can you say to those parents who desperately want those questions answered about this shooter's history?
Absolutely, and our goal is to communicate and to be transparent in our communications with regards to this incident. As we all know, this is an ongoing investigation, and unfortunately, FERPA laws do prevent me from sharing the details around the student's behavior and other details. But as this investigation continues to unfold, we'll work closely with MMPD around the information we can and we cannot share, given the student being a minor. And so thank you for your question. With the ongoing investigation, I'm unable to explicitly respond to that question at this time.
And clearly you can hear there community leaders being asked questions about what did they know about this shooter and looking for answers as parents want to know. You're watching Scripps News.